right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here, bringing you daily horoscope for Friday, the 28th of May, 2021. We've got the moon moving through the early degrees of the sign of Capricorn. As the moon is home and comfortable in the sign of Cancer, it's at a place of slight discomfort as there's pressure. Capricorn and Saturn, the planet associated with it, bring a bit of pressure onto the moon to get things done. So this is whatever's going on in our lives. It's almost, in a sense, shelving those emotions in order to see the light at the end of the tunnel and just kind of keep pushing our way through whatever's going through. Emotional problems, personal things going on in our lives, whatever it may be, a hard time at work or whatever, this is like just getting the job done and sticking at it and being consistent on top of it. Let me show you the chart here. So moon moving through the early degrees of Capricorn. It will be squaring Jupiter, again, depending where you're at, really, really early in the morning. And we're kind of easing up off of that energy. How can we apply emotional pressure? What is our emotional guidance system telling us right now the directions to move toward, to expand our life, to expand our journey on this planet? And we have a lot of Gemini energy. And sometimes the Capricorn and the Gemini energy, they don't quite fully see each other. This is grounded. This is climbing the ladder, very real rungs, very real footing and stepping, where the Gemini energy is about all kinds of information. It's the illusion as well, that similarly to Pisces energy. It's the illusion and the reality. It's both. So it's all of this new information coming along the way, being illuminated, a lot of new information being illuminated. And when it comes to emotionally and ourselves being practical and taking in some of these new learnings in our approach in life, we might have the old instincts to go back to old ways. And that's an interesting part of our day here as the moon moves through Capricorn. This can be a bit of tradition as well as Taurus. Have these lessons become learned enough to where, wax on, wax off, paint the fence, Daniel son? They become a second nature, these new learnings. Or are we going back to an old set of learnings, old way before whatever we are practicing? And that's the beauty of around 6 p.m. the moon starts to create the trine to Uranus, breakthrough, break free. So we might be recognizing some of our falling back into old patterns, old habits, falling into those old ways of governing ourselves, old ways of thinking, old ways of communicating, which is a really big one. And understanding, again, our sense of communication in the community to other people, our sense of authority, was the word I was going to say, our sense of authority. And that doesn't mean that we're above somebody when I say authority. That's like, this is understanding ourselves, our own boundaries, our own being, that the words that we say are powerful, and casting spells with every word we say, everything that we think, everything we communicate with other people. So that personal sense of authority, like that, like being responsible for the words that we're using and the conversations and the communications that we're having with others. And there's like this new light, this new information that's coming through, this trine to Uranus. It's going to start to become that second nature. We're going to be doing these things so much, practicing our breath it's funny, something came to me the other day, and it's just like resting. You can rest your head down on your lap or on your knees or in your arms or something. You can rest by laying down. And then in this particular vision, it was just showing me this beautiful posture of meditation. And it said, and this is a way of relaxing too. And it's finding comfort in this way of relaxing. And that meditation can be an analogy for anything in our lives. Finding comfort in cleanliness, finding comfort in doing chores. This Capricorn energy is getting stuff done. Finding comfort in doing, sorting through and going through the things maybe that we've been putting off. To start this new chapter in our lives, it's important that we're finishing up the business of the old life, the old stuff, to make way, to clear, to open up the space for it to grow and to live. So that's our day, my friends. That's our Friday. Happy Friday. Oh, no. It's not. It's not. Rewind. As well, Venus is conjunct Mercury today, and Mercury is stationed retrograde. How can I forget that? I'm caught up on everything else. Sorry. So let me show you the chart again. 24 degrees. Venus and Mercury conjunct in Gemini. Mercury station retrograde. And I think it's exactly at 1 o'clock in the morning, my time. So Saturday morning, but depending on where you're at, of course, that might be different, different for you. So Venus, Mercury conjunct. This is powerful, and it's right when Mercury stations retrograde. That means there's some communication from the heart that needs to take place. And that's saying, again, I have this kind of responsibility, emotional responsibility to step up as a leader and communicate whatever it is that needs to be communicated. This is a big month of communication, especially after this eclipse, not just thinking differently and seeing things differently, seeing the other side of the coin, taking responsibility for our own actions, our own karma. But it's stepping up and communicating those heart's desires, whatever that may be. So this is really powerful that this is happening right as Mercury station retrograde, because it's saying it's slowing it down, and it's being able to communicate it in the way that's necessary for it to be heard before it's misunderstood. So it's this Friday, the day of the lovers here, great day to communicate. And we'll talk a little bit more about this Mercury retrograde here in Gemini tomorrow. All right, my friends, as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's a pleasure. As always, I love you. I wish you enough, and I'll see you tomorrow.